Well, I guess this is a video that has probably been made before, a video that maybe you thought of making yourself, a video that I've wanted to make ever since I got back from Mackinac Island with the Boy Scouts, and doing service and seeing a bunch of veterans show up, thanking them for the service, them looking ecstatic when you thank them for your service, or people who have no idea what the flag means and what America stands for, what even standing for the pledge stands for. I remember the Scoutmaster said, you have people who have no idea what they're doing or what America stands for. When they're standing for the pledge, they just stand for it because they have to, or they don't because they don't have to, or they just don't stand for what America is right now, and they hate the national anthem because cops are racist or whatever. And I'm not trying to stand here and say that. Never mind. That's your own. I'm not here for politics necessarily. I'm just here to say we as a country need to work together and throw our differences aside, because we have both Democrats and Republicans and other political parties in this country, and we're not always going to agree. You have to deal with that fact. You don't meet a guy. Logically, you would think you don't meet a guy who has a different political opinion than yours, and you just think that guy's an idiot because he doesn't believe the same thing I believe. And I think that's just almost human nature, to not like a person who doesn't have the same opinion as you, because, well, you just don't want to be wrong. I just feel like you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong so bad that you'll stick to your beliefs. And I'm not saying that one side is more right than the other. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to say that you should be open-minded more, not just closed-minded. And this goes for both sides, definitely. Definitely both sides. I know people from both sides who, if you even think about bringing up a topic of maybe this is actually true, maybe you weren't right. Can we just have a civilized discussion about this? Okay, you're raising your voice, and now I'm getting yelled at, and it's kind of the reason you can't bring politics up ever. You don't bring politics up on your first date, which is obvious, but you don't bring politics up at the dinner table, although a lot of people do anyways. You just don't, because what's gonna divulge into. It just happens. You can't have a civilized discussion, I guess, anymore. You see it on Fox News, you see it on CNN. They start out like, oh, hey, this is my opinion, this is your opinion, and then it divulges into, what are you, a communist? What are you, an idiot? What are you, a racist? What are you stupid? And it's just, and it happened the same time. It's happened with the presidential candidacy. It happened with the election. You had Donald Trump, or they would just yell over each other. What is this? Is our country divulging into a 7th grade debate class? Like, you think you're an adult and you know the concept of working together and letting the person say what they mean to say, and then waiting till they're done because you're a nice person, and just waiting for them to be done so you can say what you want to say. But they just don't. You don't see that anymore. It's weird. You think it logically you'd be just let the person finish. Use your common decency, use common knowledge. Use anything, any self decency that is left inside of you. Maybe there isn't. I don't know you as a person. Maybe you have no self decency. Maybe you're not nice at all. But just try to just let the person talk. Don't interrupt. Just let them talk. Like, if they're wrong, they're wrong. It won't change a thing if you interrupt them. It'll just make them more mad. You think if you're trying to convince someone of something and you could just call them stupid, you think that's gonna, in the middle of trying to convince them of to join your side or to believe what you believe, you think calling them stupid halfway through is going to really want them to believe you or come to your side? No. God, no. Jeez, and it happens on both sides. You got the guys who say say, you know, you should be a Republican, and if you're a Democrat, you're un-American, you're a communist, or you're stupid. And you get the Democrats, you're a Republican. Oh, that must mean you're racist. Oh, geez, you're stupid, you're ignorant, you're old. It just gets tiring after a while, It just sitting there and having to listen to it every single day, because you as an American, me as an American, I believe that you should know what's happening to your own country, obviously, and know what's happening in the world, but mostly know what's happening at least within your own country. You should stay educated about what's happening, what it means, what are the effects. And some people, that doesn't work out very well, and then they go into an argument not knowing half of the stuff that they're actually talking about, and then they try to debate, and then they get mad because I don't know if they realize that they're wrong, or they just don't want to be wrong, or they just really, really believe that they're right, and it kind of clouds their mind that they won't, listen to you, and they'll just talk over you, and they'll yell at you, and then it starts divulging into 8th grade arguments where you're yelling at each other and calling each other names. So you're cursing on live television at somebody. It's just stupid. Like, I don't think it takes a 17-year-old kid who grabbed his mic and put a sock over it to, get the nice quality on his mic, to tell you that you're being an idiot. You're just being stupid when you're trying to interrupt this person who's trying to talk. I don't care if he's wrong. I really don't care if he's wrong. I don't care if he's stupid. I don't care if he's a flat earther and he believes the earth is flat. Just let him talk. If he's wrong, he's wrong. You interrupting him won't change anything at all. Then when he's done, you can talk. And I see it everywhere, and it's really annoying. And it just shows the divided America. Maybe I haven't lived long enough to understand it. I don't really care. Maybe you'll see that I'm just a 17-year-old kid, and you won't care at all of what I'm trying to say here, because I'm 17 and I haven't lived long enough to understand, the reality of everything. But I think I've lived long enough to understand that you should let a person talk. And am I perfect? No. No, God, I'm not perfect. Am I the one who at least try? I mean, I try to let people talk, yes, and I vividly, I listen to people. Okay, I listen to people. Sometimes it can get bad, because it's the same thing. My dad does the whole thing where he interrupts you a lot, and I guess I've kind of caught that. I've tried to put that thing aside, and I've tried to oppress that side of me, and I don't want to interrupt someone while they're talking, because I just feel it's rude. It don't feel like it's rude. I know that it's rude to do that, but sometimes it comes through, and I interrupt some people. And am I one to say I'm always open-minded and I'm always waiting for myself to be wrong and just bring in and embrace a new idea of thinking? No, God no. I'd be liar if I said I was always perfect and that I always embrace new ideas instantly. But, I mean, you got to. You just have to. It's America. We work together. You have to work together. You can't just argue with each other all day long, not get anything done. Even the simplest things, you have to work together. You can't sit there, famous person on Twitter, tweeting out that you want to kill the president. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. And I will not say that, if I like Trump or not, because that's a topic for a whole other day, and it's not what this video is about. You can't just sit there and just think for a second what you're tweeting out. Think for a second. I'm tweeting out a tweet that says I want to kill the president, or I want somebody to kill the president. I'll give you money if you kill the president. I'm praying to God that hopefully the president dies. It doesn't matter if the president is a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, or those greenies. You don't threaten the President of the United States. It is a simple concept to understand. Never have I ever sat down and thought to myself, I want to kill the president. I've lived through a few presidencies. I lived through Obama, and I'm living through this one. Both Two exactly different people, and never once did I ever sit down and think, I want them dead. Why in the world would any sane person tweet that out for the public to see? Maybe it was just for retweets. Maybe they just want to be exposed to the media, and they know Fox News will just pick that stuff up and just throw it out there. Be like, hey, look, Snoop Dogg just threatened the president of the United States, or freaking Madonna just threatened to blow up the White House. It's stupid. You don't threaten people. It's illegal. And I don't know how these people are, still allowed to tweet. It's obviously biased for them or something. I don't know. I don't understand. I guess I'm just a 17-year-old kid, and I really don't understand why you would threaten the president of the United States under any circumstances whatsoever. And it just shows the divide in America. Everything just shows the divide in America, and maybe it's not just America. You see it in every country with a political system whatsoever, or any country whatsoever, I guess you would see a divide and an unwillingness to work together. And I'm sorry, but that's stupid. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Libertarian, a Greenie, or a Democrat, or a communist in America, okay? You work together to better America. You compromise to better America. You don't sit there on your butt and complain. You don't sit there on your butt and just argue with people all day. I know that's what happens, but can't you just sit down and just work together for once? This goes for everybody in America. Can't you just sit down and work together? Teamwork. Lock everybody up in a single room, buy them some pizza, or, get them lunch every now and then, but don't let them leave until they come to some sort of decision. Because Jesus Christ, the amount of just arguing back and forth, or not standing up for when something good happens and not clapping for it, something obviously that you would obviously clap for. Jesus. Just, do you think World War II was won by the Democrats? Do you think slavery was stopped by the Libertarians? Do you think America was founded just by Republicans? Do you think any big accomplishment that's ever happened was just an accomplishment of one particular party? It wasn't done by the Republicans. It wasn't done by the Democrats. It wasn't done by Libertarians. It was done by Americans. Americans who put aside their differences and decided that they didn't care where you came from, what the color of your skin was, who you were, what your gender is. They just cared about getting stuff done. That's it. Okay? When you had a guy who was killing Jews by the millions. Do we need something like that? No, God, that's stupid. I shouldn't say that. But, do we need such a big event again to really show people why we should be working together? Because it seems like we only work together when we absolutely have to. At the last minute, we decide, well, I guess we have to work together. And I guess it's illogical to think that we could work together. Sometimes I think maybe it'll never happen, but I like being wrong when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I really want us to, because, again, as Lincoln said, a house divided against itself will not stand. And it won't. America won't stand if we keep fighting each other, if we keep yelling at each other, if we keep calling each other names just because we don't believe in the same things. We need to work together. For once, just on one issue, I'd just like to see them work together and compromise and just get it through. Because terrible things happen when we don't work together and we just fight. You see in the news just people on different sides just blowing things out of proportion on both sides, definitely. Oh God, yes. You see You see someone say something against Trump, and then Fox News says, "Oh, this belligerent idiot is saying he wants to murder the president." And sometimes, it's true, and there's actually a person who actually threatened the president, and that's stupid, and you shouldn't do it. Or you see on CNN that Trump said something, and now Trump is again a racist. CNN calls him racist for the upteenth time, And it happens both, and I'm just sick and tired of both medias. Because they make you hate the other one. That's all they want. They want you to watch them, not the other one. They don't want you to get both opinions. And I feel like both opinions, half the time, are freaking stupid when they're presented to you on Fox News or CNN. Because the Fox News and CNN, you watch them, and they don't necessarily all the time push forward an idea of working together. No, they're companies, okay? They're companies that all they want is for you to watch their channel, not the other, theirs. That's the only thing they stand for politics, but that's really the main thing that they stand for. They want you to watch theirs. So they split the people in half, They widen the divide between people. And for once, as America, can we work together? I know I say this a lot, and I know it's just going to get lost in the sea of just internet garbage. Another Jake Paul video where he pulls a prank or says stuff that'll just be talked about way more than this will ever be. Or some new stupid meme that comes up for 5 seconds is apparently the most hilarious thing you've ever seen in your entire life. The world focuses on things that half the time don't matter. But, sometimes, a good amount of times, it really does seem to focus on the things that matter. And you see the people who actually do, focus on the things that matter, but they're not giving enough attention. They're not appreciated enough. A new scientific discovery? No. Look at this new freaking meme of a dog barking and it actually sounds like a person, or let's audio mix it to make it sound really dank or whatever. Those are outdated terms. I'm probably by now, because knowing I go to high school, there's a new cancerous meme out there, as they would say. New cancerous meme out there that's gonna hit higher than any self-aware idea or actual original content. Just never mind about memes. It's just younger kids or adults that are focused on something way too much and just blow it out of proportion. I don't want to get too much into memes. I'm gonna get off my topic if I keep talking about memes, but we just need to work together. I know I've said that a lot, but as an American, can you say that this is the perfect America? That's what you have to say to yourself. As an American, can you say that this is the best America that it could be? And look at everything. Don't just look at who's the president. Don't just look at the recent shooting. Don't just look at one specific thing that you are totally against. Look at the people. Look at how happy they are. Look at your friends. Look at your neighbors. Look at your parents. Look at your kids. See how happy they are. See how well they are treated when they go to school or they go to a public place and they express an idea. Just a simple idea of any sort. And see what the reaction is to them. See how they're treated when they think differently than the person next to them. Especially in high schools and middle schools, you should be teaching your kids, and this one's going to be directed toward teachers. I'm not going to say every teacher's like this, but some teachers are just push their opinion. They don't teach kids to work together anymore enough. They don't teach kids to understand other ideas. They don't teach kids to, understand where people are coming from, understand their background, ask them questions. Why do you believe what you believe? How could I, how could I possibly make you believe what I believe? No, they just say, these are the ideas that you should believe, and you're an idiot if you don't. Have an original thought. And then, if you believe in that original thought, don't be afraid if you're wrong. Don't be afraid to go up to somebody. Don't get in an argument, get in a debate. And when you go up and you get in a debate, don't be afraid to be wrong. Because if you're wrong, you're eventually going to be right. And the only way you're going to always be right is if you're wrong a whole lot of times. Because you can't win without failing. You can't learn without mistakes. You can't go through life making the same mistake over and over again, expecting yourself to be better or expecting yourself to be right when you're just always wrong. You have to look into yourself and actually know that that is right. Not guess that that is right. Know that it is right. And for some people it's different. It's not just facts that make you believe in something. There are things like religion, and no, I'm not a religious man at all. I'm agnostic, And for those of you who don't know, agnostic is where you believe that there is whatever. You Google it. Google agnostic. I'm not going to explain it. But I'm agnostic, and I guess I'm not a religious man, and I can't really describe why people believe in religions, but it's, it's faith. They believe that this is real, And you shouldn't insult someone for that. You shouldn't call them stupid because they they believe in something that isn't backed up by scientific fact. Because when you try to describe why you, an atheist, believe what you believe, they're not going to want to believe you. They're not going to want to, at least accept what you just said. You just insulted them. What are they going to think? Or the same token to, people who believe in faith. I've met a few people, it's just like, why are they atheists, I've met people who just say, atheists are stupid and they're just going to burn in hell. And it's just, you just think to yourself, well, would God, would God think that, would God be so close-minded to just say, I'm not going to try to change your mind. I'm not going to try to embrace what you think. I'm not going to try to look at it from your side. I'm just going to think what I think, and you're going to have to deal with it. And you see that a lot. Yeah. You see people who are just like, I'm going to say the N-word, and it just because it's a word, and it doesn't matter. They can say that. I guess it's a free country, but like, you have to believe that not everyone's saying the N-word because they're black, or that they want to seem cool or whatever, and they want to, or that the word is only used in a racist. Obviously, it's not only used in a racist implication. I know I'm getting off topic again, but like it's kind of like people just say it because it's risque. That's the society we live in. You say a word, and that's why you see a lot of high schoolers curse, because they know their parents aren't around, and they know it's, edgy and cool to say fuck or shit, They think it's just the greatest thing in the world. Or, no, geez, I'm going to get killed for that one, but hey, it had to be said. Not really had to be said, but it was an example. Jesus Christ. You just have all these ideas in your head, and you have no idea how you're going to get them out all at once, and you think this is terrible, and no one's actually going to listen to it. But hey, maybe the YouTube algorithms will mess up one more time, and I'll get on trending. Who knows? But work together. Sit down with people who are libertarians, who are Republicans, who are Democrats, who are Greenies. It's like the National Green Party, of the one chick who got arrested, but sit down and listen to them. Just listen to them. Listen to their ideas. Listen to what they believe in, and don't listen to them with earplugs in, you know, like not literal earplugs, but like it's kind of like your own bias glasses, but like bias earplugs, I guess. Don't look at them with bias glasses, and don't listen to them with bias earplugs. You know, just listen to them. Maybe you'll have a change of mind. Maybe your heart will change. Maybe it won't. Maybe you'll still believe what you believe, but that doesn't mean you insult them immediately afterwards, because that's just stupid. And going back to the other topic, work with them. Work with them. Because in real life, you're going to have to work with people who don't agree with you. You're going to have to work with people who do not believe in the same things that you believe in, because it's life. People are different. Humans are just born inherently different. Male, female, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, Protestant, atheist, agnostic, I guess. Hey, that's me. Whatever, I don't care. They're born different. You know, red hair, black hair, black skin, white skin, whatever. And you just take in all those differences and you say, I don't care. Not I don't care, and then I don't care what you think. I hate you because you don't believe in the same thing that I believe in. In a way that says, I don't care where you came from, what you believe, or what you look like. Because we're going to work together, and we're going to better America. And this, you know, honestly, I'm pretty sure this could go for about any other country. We're going to work together, and we're just going to better our country. Because we live in a representative democracy, and the only way that we're truly going to use it to its full potential is if we work together. When you stand for the national anthem, or you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, you're not just standing. I guess you're not necessarily standing for the America that is right now. You're standing and saying, I believe America can be great. I believe in America. I believe in the idea that this country can and will be the best country on the face of the earth. I believe that we can be the beacon of hope in the darkness. You know, we can be the saviors, because sometimes we really have to be. Sometimes we have to go into war and we have to fight back. When 9/11 happened, it wasn't Republicans who ran in and, you know, stopped people from doing things again. You know, stopped the buildings from falling again, stopping another World Trade Center to fall, you know? It was people who believed in each other and in America and in just the right thing to do, who believed that it was the right thing to do to stop bad people. Only together can we stop bad people. Only together can we stop bad things from happening. Not apart. Not once not once have two people who were yelling at each other the entire time and arguing ever truly won. Because to win, you have to be happy at the end. And are you really happy at the end when you had to argue with someone the entire time you were trying to get something done? Are you really happy when you realize that you didn't work to your full potential because you were trying to argue with someone at the same time? It could have gotten done a lot quicker if you guys were working together. And that goes for everything. Mostly, you know, work together for once. Don't look at them as a Republican. Don't look at them as a black person. Don't look at them as a person with red hair. Don't look at them as a Muslim, as a Christian, as an atheist. Look at them as a person. And just say that you're going to work together. And whatever they say, you know, listen. Take in every idea, because that's the only way you'll know what the best decision is. And then throw out your best decision and then let them throw out their best decision. Sorry, and then just compromise because you have to. And I get it, it's the future of our country, and you're going to be passionate about it, and you're going to want to fight, and you're going to want to yell at each other, and you're going to want to hate each other because you're frustrated that they won't believe the same thing that you're believing in. But, you know, the night is darkest before the dawn, as they say. It's gonna suck, working together. It's gonna seem like it's gonna suck, and no one's really gonna do this, and I guess it's gonna fall to the wayside. But if you're watching this, honestly, if you're sitting there at your table wondering why people are yelling at each other all the time, or you're sitting there with your earbuds in wondering why you even clicked on this video, just think, maybe we will work together. Maybe one day we will truly be the beacon of hope that our founding fathers decided we were going to be. Maybe we will be a utopia. A beacon of just pure light in the darkness. A place where anyone can come and be treated exactly the same. We're a lot better than we were, 100 years ago or 200 years ago. And we can be a lot better, 20 years from now or 10 years from now or even a couple days from now. If we just work together. I'm not saying utopia is going to happen in 5 days. God, no. Utopia is going to take forever. If it even happens. Because, everyone has a different idea of utopia. And, well, you're just going to have to compromise. Nah, I take it back. There's not going to be a utopia, but it's going to be close enough. And you're going to have to settle for close enough, because the only way you're going to work together is to compromise, I mean, is it that bad to really preach togetherness? Working together? Is it really that bad to preach together? Teamwork? When you're on the football team and you won the state championship, did it matter if the person, next to you on the line was a Republican or a Democrat? No, it just mattered if he did his job. When you were in the military and you had to shoot, when you're getting shot at by the Taliban, did you look at the person next to you and say, this guy better be a Republican or he's going to suck at shooting? No, you just thought, this guy better do his job or I'm going to die. And it's got to be the same thing. It just has to be the same thing. This guy or girl better do his job. And only by people working together and doing their job and functioning as a well-oiled machine will America function as a well-oiled machine. United we stand, divided we fall. All that fun stuff. Well, I guess that's it. Work together. And maybe one day we'll eventually find peace. This has been me just spouting out on the day that I decided to do stuff, and I hope you're actually listening and paying attention, but maybe you aren't. Maybe you just don't care. But for those who have listened and cared, do what I said. Not do what I said, but not forcefully, but try to get in every opinion. Try to work together. Just try. For once, just try to work together. I thank you all for being here, and maybe I'll make another video. I don't know. There's enough of these rambling people online who no one cares about. But hey, it's just a theory, I guess. But I wake up every day and thank God I'm in America. Not because we are the most free or we're the most privileged or we have the best economy or something. It's just, I feel that we truly can work together. Deep down, I feel that every person wants the best for everyone somehow, some way, maybe in some twisted way that they want the best for everyone. And I feel like we can work together. We're not. And every day I wake up hoping that this will be the day that we work together, that Congress sits down and debates a bill and compromises on a bill. Goes for every political party, just compromise. Just compromise for your people. And maybe that's unbelievable to think of, but just do what's right for the American people. Don't sit on your butt and just don't do anything, do. Get stuff done, and then we'll talk. Win wars, save people, better America. And then we'll talk about, the next president or if the president's good or not. Just work together first. Work together. I'm trying to think of something fantastic to say by the end of this because I feel like it won't stick if I have some glorious if I don't have some glorious last words, then this won't stick. But I guess just work together and maybe we'll eventually get to utopia. Maybe I'll be wrong and we'll get to utopia. Work together and the horizon will be beautiful. That's super cheesy. But hey, I guess I'll end with that. Thank you, and here's hoping that we work together.